Good morning, and welcome to a quick update on the 91 Firebird, the poor man's kit. I keep calling it poor man's kit because everything I did was so far something cheap, but I probably just spent some decent cash to get a bumper from Mark Brown, which is the best in the business, to be honest with you. His bumpers for the Night Rider conversion fits right. I gotta tell my wife that probably after I put this bumper on, I'm not selling the car. Anyway, so a quick update. The car has been running rough lately. It used to be my daily driver. I will drive it, 40 miles back and forth, no problem, with the chip up and the 93 octane tune and all that. So it was working fine, and all of a sudden it started sputtering, the usual throttle body issues that people get with these cars, and they start throwing parts. And I realized that once what I made a mistake was that I did not follow the instructions when I was trying to do a seafoam clean on the car, and I left it there. So instead of running, for 15 minutes or whatever it is to let the car warm up to burn that out, let me put this down. I put it through the a vacuum hose where the heater flap goes, and it came out with a little black smoke, not much, but I should have keep running and dug it, take it to a closed course and run the engine. Well, for not doing that, and this is why it's very important to follow instructions, I found out the look how white that is. I found out the oxygen sensor. So, and I think this is the original oxygen sensor, because it was actually, the heater cover was broke. To make matters worse, I bought a cheap tool. This is what you get cheap out on tools, man. I bought a cheap tool that it will not take this off, so I had to order a set from Amazon, which, look at that. It will cost me $30, $29 to rent it in all these auto parts stores. I bought it on a special for $13. I think I had like a coupon for that. So $13 in Amazon, and it made it so easy to change it out. So now as the car is running good, I actually changed a couple of things, thinking that it wasn't the oxygen sensor, until it hit me that the car only sputters when it's under load and it's warm up. So everybody knows that once it warms up, these old engines get the input to the computer from the oxygen sensor. And as you can tell, I don't know how bad the thing on the inside is, but yeah, this was pretty bad. And now it's running fine. Look at it. It's not running rich, it's not running anything. I also changed, just to let you know, which I probably didn't need to, which was the air control valve, the AAC, air control valve, which again, parts in Amazon from AC Delco, it's a good buy. It wasn't that expensive. It was like half the price from going to the auto parts store. And I got also a throttle positioning sensor, because I thought it was a throttle positioning sensor. Again, these were cheap parts before I started realizing that, hey, it's none of that stuff. It's actually the oxygen sensor. So I'm gonna test drive it. I hope this is it. The car sounds good, the car looks good. That's with the Flow Masters. It has a nice little rumble. Where's the pipe? I can see it because the car is flipped up. So right now I let it get to temperature and checking it out, and then yeah, but look at that. No miss, no anything, perfect. So the car is still sputtering. Still doing, you can hardly tell them, but I'm just feathering the accelerator. But you see how it has that little surge. It still does it. So I was hoping that it was the oxygen sensor, but it's not. I guess the car lasted for 2-3 weeks. Actually, let me put it back over here. 2-3 weeks. It lasted for a whole year without any issues. That's what I like, that little camera. I mean, you can go wrong with this $80 Apple CarPlay and Android Auto stuff on the car. So rather than to get another expensive player, I just get this, which, look at that, it's perfect. It connects to the Bluetooth on that car. There's already Bluetooth. I have to get a what I was gonna tell you, I had to actually get a radio that had a speaker, an input jack for the microphone, because if you don't have, if you use the ones that have a little microphone in here, nobody can hear you, and to me it's important they can hear me. Anyway, so this is the problem that I'm having. After I changed all those little sensors, thinking that it's probably a sensor, the car runs really good, you know, before it gets hot, right? Temperature is always, I have the fan to come on at 190, because that's what the car is supposed to run at, 190 to 220, and it will shut off, you know, a little bit after. And so in park and neutral, it runs good, no hesitation. The RPMs are great. The throttle position and sensor works fine until it gets warm. Once it gets warm, I got no vacuum leaks. I put the AC, and even with the air conditioning, which, by the way, this car has air conditioning, you can hear the RPMs go up like it's supposed to. So, and there is no miss. So I am so baffled to see what it is. It runs really good. It is frustrating me. So I researched the internet. They all say change this. Might be there could be a lot of things. I use the code reader, which is my little. Let me bring it up here. A no one that I have, and the only code that ever gave me was for an EGR. It was no signal or whatever. I changed the EGR and it worked. You know, after that I never got that code again. But the car runs good. As you can tell, it goes up in the RPMs when the AC is on, right? You take the AC off and the RPMs drop down, and the fan shows off because it cools it up pretty quick. So that's a good thing, is that it has a decent radiator. Everything works. I just don't understand why when I put it in drive or the car's under load, it actually sputters. But right now it sounds really good. It goes up, no miss. So I guess it wasn't the oxygen sensor as I was hoping. All right, hopefully I can fix it. I will keep you guys posted. All right, continuing with the fixing of the car. Actually, which I'm hope that's what fixed it. I changed the map sensor. So everybody knows what the map sensor is, hopefully. So this is map sensor. The old one look good, okay, also. So, but I put it away just in case, in the same box that this one came in. I put it on, went into the car, warm up, and got to operating temperature, and I drove it around. It didn't stutter, it didn't do anything, and actually it performed like it's supposed to. But the only thing I want to make sure is just that since I already bought the cap and rotor, I got a AC Delco cap and rotor, and I got a coil as well, Iridium plugs. I might as well do the whatchamacallit, do the tune up, change the usual stuff. So far what we changed it on this car was the EGR last year. We changed the AIC, the idle air control valve, and the throttle position and sensor. I got good spray, good everything. So now I'm gonna do the cap and rotor. Got new spark plugs, wires, and a new Iridium spark plugs too. So again, I'm not gonna bore you with all that. We're gonna do the swapping, and then gonna test drive and see how it feels. All right, so to close this video, I had the water pump change. The water pump, oh my god, the fuel filter change, and actually that was it, most of it. So I wouldn't say that was it. I still feel that little miss here and there, but it's not as bad when you use power. That fuel filter was so clogged up, so if that was clogged up, chances are if something past that debris is probably a little bit on the fuel injector. So what I did is I used Royal Purple, which I know that one actually cleans really well, or use that Tecron for a little bit. That's what I'm actually going to use every fill up on this car until, you know, the fuel filters start running again. Sorry, people getting their grass using a leaf blower. Anyway, so that concludes this video. Finally, I think that was hopefully it. I have probably bad gas either on base, or I don't know. That's the only place I remember getting gas before everything went sideways. So if you had the same issue, I would say start with the with the fuel pump next time. Not the fuel pump, the fuel filter next time. But that, you know, threw me off because they only did it when the car was in open loop or closed loop, and you know, it was just pumping regularly. We tested the fuel pressure to make sure that the pump was still pumping at the ideal, you know, between 9 to 13 psi is right at 12, so it's perfect, you know, which is regular for these cars. All right guys, until the next time.